Okay, so good evening, everyone. Um, Good evening because I'm actually recording this at night. So this video has long been overdue, and I apologize for the late release of this video. No, I was uh, busy the last few days, so I hope that you could, understand. Okay, I know that all of you are understanding students, so thank you in advance. Okay, so in this lecture video, I was supposed to continue on my topic the last time that we met. So that the last time that we met, we stopped here in this part of the slides, wherein I have clarified to you that it is actually okay to copy one structure to another, no, not just passing a pointer or a memory location to another. It's typically a normal copying, no, from one memory location to another. um, uh, it's e- it's because of this that structures are versatile, no, daghanan the structure because of this kaning iyahang ability to do this. Okay, now the next is this code, no, I will give you time, no, maybe pause the video to examine the code further and determine if this code here presented to you is possible, no, is it okay or na by error magawas ani nga code or something. So as you can see, kung atong basahon og again, if I instruct you unsaon pagbasa og code, you need to read it from top to bottom. Okay, read line by line. Okay, ayaw mo pag skip og line. So first is the includes TDIO. Okay, this line here seems to be correct. The int main, and then inside the main is where our structure is defined, and we have a struct address here, and inside the struct address is all of its components. So not a string that is a phone, so siguro phone number ni siya, a string that is a city, so the name of the city, and then an integer which represents the pin, no, or murag kani postal ID or something like that. So this is the first structure here. The second, and then after this one, if we examine it clearly, there seems to be no error. All the semicolons are in place, and the semicolons are also found at last, no, at the end of the structure declaration. So there seems to be no problem in this part. The next part is where we see another structure declaration. So maybe the claim is that is it possible for two structures to exist in one code? So let us see. So here, since another structure is defined man, so inside this structure called the EMP or the EMP is its components gyapon. So the first is its char name, which is a string containing the name of maybe the emp, no, or the employee, and then we have the struct address A. So another key point here to note, to mention, is that there is a structure inside the structure declaration. So this is a structure declaration, and inside the structure declaration there seems to be another structure declaration. So if you think of this clearly, is this possible? Huh? Is this possible that a structure could exist inside a structure? So basically what this code is implying is that perhaps it wants it wants to represent that the component of the employee is name, and its address, no, is a structure. Okay, so the component of an employee is an address. So it is like this one. We have an employee. I hate the color, pasensya. So we have an employee there. And of course, na siya ay mga unsay tawag aning component. So na siya name and na siya address. But then, as you can see, the address is also like a structure because this address also has a component. Diba? An address has a phone, a city, and a pin according to the code itself. So instead of rewriting the component of the address inside the employee, how about we use a structure to define an address inside the employee? No? So it's like that. Mura siya gingana pagka present. So what will you do with this one? Unsay buhaton ninyo ana? Okay, so no, my question is wrong. I mean, is this possible? Is this possible to define a structure inside a structure? And is it possible for a function main, no, or your source code to have two or more structures? Okay, so in here, the line after this one, we see that iya nang i-declare ang employee. And inside the declaration, wala siya nag-specify. Iya lang gibutang tanan, no? So maybe it's assumed na the first one, so nagbase magyud ni si structure sa iyang pagka-declare in order. So ang una din niya, of course, ibutang niya ka name. Ang kaduha, which is the number, since this is a structure, maybe C assume na ibutang na niya sa pinakauna nga component ni address. So basically, this one here will be stored there, this one will be stored there, and this one will be stored there. Kay mo man yung component ni address. And of course, in order man gihapon. So murag this one is the name here, and this one belongs to another structure, address. Pero since na may structure si employee, dito ra pod niya gisulod, no? Now, what happened is ato na dahil nidiring apart, itong gitan-aw, itong examine, it seems like irang giprint. However, in this part here, e.name, iyang giprint ang name. So yes, understandable. e.a.phone. So, duha na ka dot. No? So meaning, say pasabot ani, inside this one is a structure. This E is a structure. Inside E is another structure. And inside that structure is where our data belongs. Is that correct? Inside here. So, una takang E, which is an employee structure. That A, which is the variable of the structure address. And that phone, which belongs kani siya nga variable. Okay, so another parehera gyapon that indicates the city and the pin. So it seems like we know what this code is implying. It's implying that there could be a structure inside a structure, and it could be addressed using this two dots, no? Wherein the first is the outer structure, this one, and after the next dot is the inner structure, which we declared in the structure itself as an A variable. And then afterwards we can access its component the inside the structure, no, nga nasa sulod sa atong una nga structure. So let us see if this is possible. And yes, it is, no? This is possible. C is smart enough to know na pwede ta magbutang og structure inside the structure, and that it could be accessed using this method, no? And you lang siyang i-follow gyud. There. Okay, so ato to siya. And also, since this is possible, meaning there could exist two or more structure inside your source code. It's up to you. It depends on the problem. nanana sa inyo ha. Okay? Okay.